You know, we're all taught the same thing. Failure is bad. Avoid it at all costs. But what if that's just terrible advice? In this explainer, we're going to flip that idea on its head and explore how deliberately planning to fail might just be the smartest move you can make.
So think about this for a second. That project that completely crashed and burned, what if that wasn't a setback at all? What if it's a goldmine of data that you just haven't tapped into yet? Let's really dig into that shift in mindset. All right, first things first. We've got to talk about this universal fear of failure. I mean, if we're going to overcome it, we have to understand where it even comes from. And look, this isn't some kind of personal weakness. It's a human feature. Seriously, way back in our evolutionary history, failure, like a bad hunt or a wrong turn, could be fatal. That instinct to just play it safe is baked deep, deep into our DNA.
In our modern world, those primal fears have just kind of changed their clothes. Now, we're scared of the social stigma, looking foolish. We're scared of the financial loss, the emotional gut punch of disappointment, and of course, that big, paralyzing fear of the unknown.
So how do we actually move past this? Well, it's all about adopting a completely new perspective. It's not about becoming fearless. It's about being strategic. It's about learning to fail on purpose.
And this is absolutely crucial. Not all failure is created equal. On one side, you have pointless failure. That's the stuff we dread. It's unexpected, you learn nothing, it's just a dead end. But on the other side, you've got strategic failure. This is a whole different animal. It's intentional, it's incredibly informative, and it's not an endpoint. It's a data point that shows you the way forward.
The best way to think about it is this. Strategic failure isn't an accident that happens to you. It's a deliberate, controlled test that you run. The key words here are intentional and small scale. You're not betting the whole farm. You're just running a tiny experiment to learn something vital, and to learn it fast.
And this really nails it. I mean, think about it. When you succeed, do you always know exactly why? Was it skill, timing, luck? But when you fail in a controlled way, you get crystal clear feedback on what doesn't work. And that knowledge, that's priceless.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? So let's get into the practical side of things, the art of failing well. Believe me, it's a skill that anyone can learn.
It all comes down to a simple four-step process. 1. Start with a clear, testable idea, your hypothesis. 2. Define exactly what success and failure look like before you even start. 3. Run the smallest, cheapest, fastest test you can possibly think of. And 4, the most important step of all, capture and analyze what you learned, win or lose. Honestly, the best mindset here is to think like a scientist. A scientist doesn't view a failed experiment as a personal failing, not at all. It's just new information. It eliminates one possibility and it lights up the path forward. Every single result is progress. So what's the ultimate payoff for all this? It's so much more than just feeling a little better about setbacks. This is about building a real, sustainable, competitive advantage. And the difference is just stark. Avoiding failure, that leads to slow, predictable, maybe even stagnant growth. You're just too cautious to make a breakthrough. But when you leverage strategic failure, when you're constantly testing, learning, and iterating, you unlock exponential growth. Why? Because you're simply learning and adapting faster than anyone else. And hey, this isn't just a theory. The data shows that teams that embrace this kind of rapid experimentation can accelerate their innovation cycles by 3 times or even more. Just imagine that. Learning in 4 months what normally takes a year, that's the power of failing well.
When you get right down to it, reframing failure unlocks 2 huge things: speed and resilience. You learn faster, you innovate quicker, and when a small failure is just seen as another data point, your team doesn't get demoralized. They get smarter, and that combination creates an edge that is almost impossible to copy.
So let's end on this thought. Now that you have this framework, this new way of looking at failure, what changes for you? What's that one important, calculated risk you've been avoiding? And what's the first small strategic failure you're going to plan?